Hey, look, I'm back. Core 2, so you still have to go to Mass. Core 1, you're allowed, you're dispensated, you can stay home. That's my understanding from a bunch of the other FD guys that I hang out with. And we've been chatting with each other about the comings and goings of Super Typhoon Bavi as it makes its way through the Mariana Islands. When that's going to be, I don't know. Where's that's going to be, I don't know. Somebody was asking about the JTWC report number 16, and so we will get to all of that here in just a second. I want to put this back up on the screen so you can see what is happening now with the storm. Standby one. Let me just get this up on the screen. Now, again, I've mentioned many times that I'm not one of those meteorologists. I've been calling the weather for a long, long time, but it's not one of the things that I am good at. So in these cases, I've found a couple of guys that are actually really good at this. One of them is Brandon Aydlett from over at the National Weather Service. We divide them up in one that is built for torque and one that is built for speed. And the one that is built for speed is the science officer over at the National Weather Service. Phone ringing on his side as well. Just got off a juggernaut feed with cousin Troy over at Candid. Good morning, Brandon.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
Doing okay, doing okay. Sleeping in fits and starts last night because I think, like everybody else, we've all been waking up and checking the weather on the Weather Report and JTWC and Zoom Earth and looking to see what you and Landon are posting up on the Facebook. So it's been a struggle trying to get 8 hours of sleep in a row in the last few days. Okay, park the car, buddy, and let's get into it. Let's talk about what we're seeing with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and their report number 16. We'll start with the closest point of approach to Guam, and there's many different points of approach to Guam. Which one should I be looking at?
Yes. So right now, our closest point of approach is referencing just the center point of the island, Guam International Airport, and so it continues to move toward us. We're looking at a CPA sometime after sunrise Monday, so we're going to see conditions worsening throughout the day today. We're seeing wind gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour.
Mm.
Quickly rise with these passing heavy showers that just really dump on us. You get standing water where some of the drains are getting kind of overwhelmed with a little bit of debris from the trees. And that's going to be increasingly the case as we go through today. And so that's going to be the concern, especially as you're driving around. But conditions will steadily deteriorate with the onset of tropical storm conditions this evening, late this evening, and then typhoon conditions arising across the Marianas early Monday morning. Uh, the track has bobbled a little bit.
Mm.
1 a.m. had it just north of Rota. 7 a.m. The most recent has dropped a little bit closer to Rhodos. So it's just everything centering around Rota, and it puts Tinian, Saipan, and Guam just on the outer periphery of the typhoon force winds. So that's the concern. Still, we're looking at stronger winds than what we experienced during Senlaku.
Hmm.
Not as long a duration, but stronger winds and still very heavy rainfall.
So that's I think the thing that is very concerning to people is what's actually happening. And if you're watching, if you're just only looking at the eye on whatever satellite imagery that you're looking at, you might not be getting the whole picture. While the eye might look like it's moving straight west, it seems to me the body of the storm looks like it has begun to make that west northwest turn. Am I interpreting that right?
That is correct. And so we did see that in the overnight. They were reflecting a west northwest motion. The latest out of at 7 a.m., they've got a little bit north or west, but it averages to a westward motion. And so that's going to be the case for the next several hours. But a general west northwest motion as we go forward.
Okay, because that makes it sound like Guam is catching a break, but fact of the matter is, we are still well inside a periphery in that storm and that eye to be able to receive definitely tropical storm strength winds and maybe even typhoon strength winds.
Absolutely. And so while the track is stabilizing around Rota, the center track, those high end impacts still extend quite a ways from the center. And so that's why we're still looking at pretty serious conditions. We need to be prepared, continue to rush to completion, all your
Yeah.
preparations, and be ready to be in shelter this evening.
Starlink should be coming down soon. Hopefully, you've got another backup plan to be able to receive the internet so that you can hit the socials and stay on top of this. Between me and virtually every other media outlet on Guam, they are doing constant reviews on what's happening with the storm. One last thing for you: it looked like it's the strength of the storm had weakened a little bit in the earlier hours or late hours last night, early hours this morning. And is there a re-intensification that's going to be able to take place, or and bring it up to 160, 165 knots as it passes?
Yes, so we were seeing some signs of that eye wall replacement cycle that tends to level out the intensification, and but it also does expand the wind field. It can weaken it slightly, and so JTWC at 1 a.m. did have a kind of a bottoming amount of wind speed around 150. I mean, but what's the difference between 150 and 160 miles per hour? And that's just what it is. And and but we're looking at a Category 5 super typhoon passage through the Marianas Monday morning.
Gotcha. And next report from Joint Typhoon Warning Center. When can we expect to see you and Lana get busy again?
We're between the office and civil defense right now. We're going to have some meetings and still putting out some stuff on Facebook, and just working with the office forecasters to get all the latest information put out.
All right, I'm not going to keep you from your briefing with Civil Defense and Homeland Security. Brandon Aydlett from the National Weather Service, appreciate your time. Appreciate the fact that you probably haven't slept 8 hours straight in weeks. See you soon, buddy. See you soon.
Take care.
That's that. All right, there it is. The word from the National Weather Service here this morning as we are watching and in Core 2 watching the absolute latest with the storm. We're not the only ones that have got our eye on what's happening here. I found these shots on social media of the International Space Station as it was making a glamour pass from the high altitudes to the lower altitudes in the Indo-Pacific region. And if you look closely at this in the upper left-hand quadrant of the screen, you might actually be able to make out the eye. That is the eye of Bavi, ladies and gentlemen. So eyes all over the Indo-Pacific area right now because of the weather situations that we've got going on these days. Couple of things. By now, the shelters have already been open for an hour. I gave you details on that in the last one. But if you don't know how to get there, call the mayor's office. There's a bunch of the shelters that are open for you right about now. A lot of businesses are actually open. I was driving around a little bit this morning and noted that there are going to be some places for you to get some fried chicken, like KFC. I think the infusions are going to be open for a while. Mobile gas stations are going to be open to today until the announcement of Core 1 later on, and then they're going to be shutting down completely for the duration until all clears. Likewise with the Micronesia Mall, I think they're going to be going until about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then they're going to be letting everybody out and go home and get safe. And I'm going to be doing about the same thing with you. I've still got a couple of chores to take care of between now and the end of my heavy weather preparation. Hopefully you've gotten to the end of yours. You got everything all charged and ready to go. You got food that doesn't require heat to cook. You got the kids got the charging batteries on their iPhones and their iPads and all of the other technology that they need. I will be back with you from time to time. My plan is to take care of everything I got at the house for a little bit, then head over to the radio station, and I will do the announcements on Boss 104 and Star 101 and the Point. I'm going to be sending up as much as I can to social media as well. My intentions are to sleep at the radio station overnight until I am relieved at some point, and I'm not 100% sure of what the nature of tomorrow's morning show is going to be. In situations like this, maybe better if Donna prepares news for me off-site and then emails it to me. Better if Real Joe takes care of lining up phone calls and doing that kind of thing, and I'll just answer the phone at the shop. It's the way we did it during Mawar, and I don't see why we couldn't possibly do something like this. It might be an abbreviated version. There might be broken service. I might be on for a half hour at a time, 45 minutes at a time. We're just going to have to play it by ear. I will do my best to bring you as much information in a timely basis, but worst comes to worst, we just fold back over the network programming. I'll let you know from time to time when I'm going to be back on. We'll chase you around in the social medias. Thanks so much for watching. Again, we got all kinds of time today, but a limited amount of sunshine without the rains and without the wind gusts that Brandon said are already coming. So last prep items, last travel items, last shopping items. Take care of that stuff and then batten down the hatches and brace for super typhoon conditions in the Mariana Islands. Definitely tropical storm strength winds here on Guam, possibly typhoon typhoon strength winds over the course of the duration of Bobby's passage. Thanks for watching. See you later.